Hello students, this is Dr. Dakshayani, Assistant Professor from Department of Zoology, Maharani's Science College for Women, Bengaluru. Students, in this session, let us understand in detail about evolution of brain of lizard and a comparative account of brain in vertebrates. The contents as follows: introduction, evolution of brain of lizard and its evolutionary significance. Students, in our previous sessions, we had learned in detail about evolution of brain in vertebrates. Let us have a short recap of it. As we all know that nervous system in vertebrates originates from ectoderm, where a mass of neural cells collects and gather on ectoderm that forms the neural plate. Neural plate at anterior end is thicker and at the edges and the posterior end it will be thinner. The cells on the neural plate sinks downward, enclosing a neural groove, and at the same time the neural folds of the neural plate come closer and fuses together. This results in the formation of neural tube, and the cells on either side of the neural tube forms the neural crest. The neural tube, where the anterior end of the neural tube develops into brain, whereas the posterior end of the neural tube develops into spinal cord. The brain and the spinal cord gives rise to the central nervous system. At the same time, the neural crest forms the neural ganglion, which includes the ganglions from the brain and the spinal cord. The nerve fibers together forms the peripheral nervous system as well as autonomic nervous system in the vertebrates. We have also learnt that development of brain in all vertebrates follows certain basic structural plan. That is, during the embryonic development, the brain consists of three main parts. One is forebrain, the second one is midbrain, and the hindbrain. And these parts of the brain get differentiated into further the secondary vesicles of the brain, from which certain structures have been derived. And this totally depends upon the animal where it is adapted to live. That is, depending upon the environment in which the animal is found living, depending on that, the structure of brain development takes place. And here, all the vesicles of the brain encloses the cavity, that is the ventricles. With this aspect, let us understand the evolution of brain in reptiles, taking lizard as an example. Here, this slide shows the structure of brain of lizard. A is the dorsal weave, B is the ventral weave of the brain of lizard. Lizard is an example of reptiles. As we all know that reptiles are the first group of vertebrates which are completely adapted for terrestrial mode of life, where their locomotion is in the form of creeping or crawling, they lay the eggs, they belong to the amniotic group of vertebrates, where they lack the larval stage in their life cycle. Students, let us understand in detail about evolution of brain of lizard. The picture shows dorsal weave as well as the ventral weave of brain of lizard. When you see the shape and size of the brain of lizard, it is found to be elongated like that of frog, but it is larger in size, and it is also broader, whitish in color, and it is situated in the bony cranium, that is in the skull, where the cranium is made up of bone, hence it is called bony cranium. The brain seems to be very simple, and it consists of the three main parts. One is forebrain, the second was midbrain, the third one is hindbrain. The brain and the spinal cord is completely encircled and protected by the two membranes. That is, it is enclosed by the two meninges, where it is enclosed by a thin inner pia mater, which is vascular in nature, which is closely applied to the brain, and it is covered by another membrane which is called as the dura mater, present outer to the pia mater. Between these two membranes, it encloses a space called as subdural space. As a result, in lizard, the brain is well protected by the two membranes, that is two meninges, inner thin pia mater and outer thick dura mater. Between the membranes, there is a space called subdural space, in which the cerebrospinal fluid is found flowing. Coming to the first part of the brain, that is the forebrain. Forebrain consists of the three important components. One is olfactory lobes, the second one is cerebrum, the third one is diencephalon. In the first picture, that is a dorsal view, you can have a look at the position of olfactory lobes, the cerebrum and the diencephalon, which constitute the forebrain of the brain. The first one is the olfactory lobes, that is first part of the forebrain. It is the olfactory lobes. In case of lizard, the olfactory lobes are situated right in front of the two cerebral hemispheres. They have no constrictions, and these two olfactory lobes are held by a stalk called as the olfactory peduncles or the olfactory stalks. In lizard, the olfactory lobes are not that well developed. Hence, they have poor sense of smell. The olfactory lobes parts, if you see, they have a pair of olfactory lobes which are held by a slender stalk-like structure called as the olfactory peduncles, and both the olfactory lobes and the peduncles are separated, and olfactory lobes are enclosing the cavity called as the rhinocele. The rhinocele is found to be smaller in lizard, and both the olfactory lobes are innervated by the first pair of cranial nerves called as the terminal nerves. The second part of the forebrain, that is the cerebrum. In lizard, the cerebrum is found to be well developed compared to frog and fishes. The cerebrum is oval in shape. It is narrow at anterior end, that is the front is narrow, and posterior, that is back of the cerebrum, is the broader in shape. The entire cerebrum is divided into two cerebral hemispheres, that is right and left cerebral hemispheres, by a median longitudinal fissure. The surface of the cerebrum is smooth, that is it doesn't show any foldings or the convolutions, and cerebrum is not further divided into any lobes. On the ventral side, the presence of neuropore, that is absent, where it is present in fishes and frog. In case of lizard, the neuropore is absent on the ventral side of the cerebrum. In lizard, the cerebral cortex is thin and it is poorly developed. The two cerebral hemispheres encloses a cavity which is called as the lateral ventricles or the paraventricles. In lizard, the paraventricles, that is nothing but the division of entire cavity of the cerebrum, which is partially divided, and the cavity inside the cerebral hemisphere, it is called as the paracele or the lateral ventricles. The roof of the cavity, it is called as the pallium. It is better developed, that is the roof of the pallium is slightly thin and it is much developed when compared to the brain of frog. Whereas the lateral sides and floor of the paracele is slightly developed and it is better compared to amphibians. Means it is found to be a slightly thicker compared to frog. The paracele forms the second ventricle of the brain. Just behind the cerebral hemisphere, the last part of the forebrain is found, which is called as the diencephalon. On the dorsal view of the brain, you can observe the position of the diencephalon, that is just at the posterior end of the cerebral hemisphere, there is a presence of diencephalon, which is a small part of the forebrain. It is rounded and it is covered partially by the cerebral hemisphere, and posteriorly it is covered by the optic lobes. Means to say, diencephalon is the small part of the forebrain found just behind the cerebral hemisphere, and anteriorly it is overlapped, means covered by the cerebral hemisphere, and posteriorly it is covered by the optic lobes. When you see the dorsal surface of the diencephalon, it shows the presence of epiphyseal apparatus. This epiphyseal apparatus is nothing but the pineal body and the parietal organs. Together forms the epiphyseal apparatus that could be observed on the dorsal surface of the diencephalon. On the ventral surface of the diencephalon, for which you have to observe the figure B, that is the ventral surface of the brain of lizard. It shows the infundibulum, that is just behind the optic chiasma. There is a presence of infundibulum followed by the pituitary body. These are the two structures which are present on the ventral side of the diencephalon. On the ventral surface of the diencephalon, it shows only the presence of infundibulum and the pituitary body, whereas the inferior lobes and the saccus vasculosus are found to be absent, because lizard is an terrestrial animal. That is why it is absent. It is present only in the aquatic animals. That is, the inferior lobes and the saccus vasculosus, they are the pressure detectors. It detects the water pressure. It is found only in the aquatic animals, because aquatic animals need these structures to detect the water pressure. Since lizard is a reptile which are completely adapted for the terrestrial mode of life, these structures are no more in use and it is not required. Hence, these structures are absent in the lizard. Diencephalon encloses a cavity that is called as diocele, which forms the third ventricle of the brain. Here, the roof of the diocele consists of non-nervous vascular tissue. Means the roof of the diocele is made up of non-nervous, means it is not made up of nerve cells, it is completely made up of vascular tissue. And the roof of the diocele is known as anterior choroid plexus. This anterior choroid plexus plays a very important role in producing the cerebrospinal fluid. This cerebrospinal fluid flows through the ventricles and flows in the space between the meninges. As we all know that this cerebrospinal fluid carries the nutrients as well as the oxygen to brain and spinal cord. And this diocele forms the third ventricle, which get connected with the second ventricle which is present in the cerebral hemisphere through a connection called as foramen of Monro. This diencephalon in the brain acts as a junction to relay the nerve impulses between the forebrain and hindbrain. Coming to the midbrain of the brain. Midbrain is a small part of the brain which is present between the forebrain and the hindbrain, which actually acts as a junction between the forebrain and hindbrain, which completely composed of a bundle of nerve fibers. This midbrain in the brain, which mainly involved in relaying the transmission of nerve impulses between the forebrain and the hindbrain. In the brain, midbrain, it is just a small part where it composed of only the optic lobes. In lizard brain, the number of optic lobes is 2 in number, and the optic lobes are median, oval and dorsolaterally placed, and they are hollow, encloses a cavity called as optocele. Since the number of optic lobes in lizard brain, it is 2 in number, and the condition is called as corpora bigemina. And these optic lobes are not overlapped by either the cerebral hemispheres at anterior side, nor it is covered by the cerebellum posteriorly. And here the floor of the midbrain consists of a thick bundle of nerve fibers called as crura cerebri. In lizard, the crura cerebri is relatively thicker than the frog brain, and this is called as crura cerebri, which mainly transmits the nerve impulses between the diencephalon and the medulla oblongata. Coming to the hindbrain. Hindbrain is the last part of the brain, and it consists of cerebellum and medulla oblongata. In the picture, that is the dorsal view of the brain, shows the position of the cerebellum, where it is found just below the 2 optic lobes. In lizard, the cerebellum is poorly developed, but compared to frog, it is better developed. The cerebellum is narrow and it is present in the form of a transverse band-like structure just below the optic lobes. The cerebellum is small, flat and semicircular, and it is like a ridge covering anterior dorsal surface of the medulla. Cerebellum is poorly developed in lizard, but compared to frog, it is better developed. The cerebellum having a smooth surface, not having any foldings or the convolutions. It is not even divided into any lobes, like in case of fishes. This cerebellum encloses a cavity called as the epicele. This epicele communicates into the 4th ventricle, which is present in medulla oblongata, as well as communicates with the 3rd ventricle, which is present in the diocele, through the foramen of Monro. The pons orally is absent. Pons orally is the lateral and ventral sides of the cerebellum, consisting of a thick nerve cells and the nerve fibers, which is found to be absent in case of lizard. The second part of the hindbrain, it is the medulla oblongata. In the figure A, that is dorsal view, shows the position of medulla oblongata, where it is found just behind the cerebellum. Anteriorly, that is a part of the medulla oblongata anteriorly overlapped by the cerebellum. Medulla oblongata in lizard, it is short, small and triangular and hollow structure. On either side of the medulla oblongata, the restiform body is absent. This restiform body is nothing but the sense organ which are mainly involved in maintenance of body balance. This restiform body is found only in the aquatic animals. Hence, we had observed in the brain of shark. These structures are absent in the brain of lizard, since lizard is a reptile which are completely adapted for terrestrial mode of life. It need not require these structures to balance the body on the terrestrial habitat. Hence, it is found absent in the brain of lizard. At the same time, the ventral flexure is also absent. Medulla oblongata encloses the fourth ventricle called as the myelocele, and this ventricle, that is the roof of the myelocele, is also made up of non-nervous vascular tissue which we had observed in the roof of the diocele in the diencephalon. Here in the myelocele, the roof is made up of non-nervous and vascular tissue which is richly supplied by the blood vessels, plays a very important role in the production of cerebrospinal fluid. The floor of the myelocele is considerably thicker, consisting of nerve fibers. Medulla oblongata, which continues as posteriorly, it continues as the spinal cord, and inside the myelocele, which continues as a spinal canal in the spinal cord. In brain of lizard, from the brain there are totally 10 pairs of cranial nerve emerges out. In this slide, the figure shows, that is to the extreme right hand side, you can see the longitudinal section of the brain showing all the ventricles and the parietal body. In brain of lizard, all the 4 ventricles are present. That is, the first ventricle is found in the olfactory lobe. It is found to be very shallow and narrow. That is, the rhinocele is reduced in their size compared to fishes, and the size of the olfactory lobes also not well developed, hence shows poor sense of smell. The cavity which is present in the olfactory lobes, which is called as rhinocele, get communicated to the paracele which is present in the cerebral hemisphere. This paracele or the lateral ventricles forms the second ventricle of the brain present in the cerebral hemisphere. These paracele or the lateral ventricles get connected with the third ventricle of the brain, which is situated in the diencephalon, through a connection called as foramen of Monro, into which the cavity from the optic lobes get connected and the cavity in the cerebellum get connected. The third ventricle communicates with the fourth ventricle which is situated in the medulla oblongata through a connection called as the iter or the aqueduct of Sylvius. And the fourth ventricle continues as the spinal canal in the spinal cord. This longitudinal section of the brain also shows the presence of the parietal body. This parietal body is nothing but the third eye. It is present in some reptiles like lizard and the spinodon, where it acts as a third eye since it has got a lens-like structure, that is lens of a eye. It is present in the parietal organ which acts as a third eye. This is present only in some reptiles like lizard and spinodon. In other reptiles it is found to be absent. That you can observe in this diagram. That is the longitudinal section of brain showing the ventricles as well as the presence of the parietal body, which is nothing but the parietal eye or the pineal eye, which acts as a third eye in the or some of the reptiles. In the brain of lizard, all the 4 ventricles are present and it shares totally 10 pairs of cranial nerves. Let us see the evolutionary significance of brain of lizard. Since lizard is an reptile, that is, it belongs to the class Reptilia, as we all know that these are the first group of vertebrates which are found to be adapted, that is completely adapted for terrestrial mode of life. And for the first time, there is a shift in the nerve center to the cerebrum. Means in amniotes like fishes and amphibians, we had observed that the center of brain activity was in the optic lobes, where the optic lobes acts as an center of brain activity. But in case of reptiles, where the brain activity is completely shifted to the cerebrum of the brain. And this is correlated. It is because of the increase in the size of the cerebral hemisphere, where the nerve cells, that is, the nerve cells started invading towards the cerebrum and they started accumulating at cerebrum region. As a result, there is a increase in the size of the cerebrum. This has led to shift in the brain activity from optic lobes to cerebrum, and this is happened for the first time in case of reptiles which are completely adapted for terrestrial mode of life, where the reptiles belongs to amniotic group of vertebrates, where they lay the eggs. During the development of embryo, amniotic sac develops for the protection of the embryo, and these embryos lack the larval stage in their life cycle. In lizard, the brain is larger. It is due to the increased thickness of the corpora striata of the cerebrum, that is, the floor of the cerebrum is invaded by a large number of nerve cells. This has increased the size of the cerebrum. Hence, the cerebrum is found to be larger in size in lizard. It is oval but smooth surfaced, having grey matter, that is, the roof of the paracele is found to be thicker due to the invasion of the nerve cells. Hence, it forms the neopallium. It is found to be well developed and found to be more active compared to fishes and amphibians. Olfactory lobes are poorly developed as seen in case of frogs, hence shows poor sense of smell in lizard. Optic lobes are found to be larger, oval and well developed, but these optic lobes are no longer center of brain activity as that of in fishes and amphibians. In lizard, the center of brain activity is shifted to cerebrum. In lizard brain, the parietal body is well developed. In some reptiles like lizards and spinodon, it possesses the parietal eye or the pineal eye, which is commonly called as the third eye. Since this parietal body possesses a transparent lens like that of the eye, hence it is called as the third eye. It is present only in some reptiles like lizards and spinodon. It is absent in rest of the reptiles like crocodiles. Pineal body is present. It is absent in crocodiles. In brain of lizard, cerebrum is not that well developed. It is highly reduced in their size, but compared to amphibians, it is relatively larger, where the cerebellum is poorly developed. This indicates that it has got a very limited locomotive powers of muscles, and this could be observed in the most of the reptiles. Since the reptiles has got a limited locomotor powers because of poor development of cerebellum in the brain. Students, hope you could understand in detail about evolution of brain in reptiles, taking example lizard as an example. Let us answer few multiple choice questions for a short recap. In lizard, brain is enclosed in bony cranium, chondrocranium or muscular structure, or none of these. Yes, the brain is enclosed in bony cranium. In lizard, the cerebrum is divided into two cerebral hemispheres by transverse fissure, or is it by pallium or by median longitudinal fissure, or none of these? The answer is C. In lizard, the cerebrum is divided into two cerebral hemispheres by median longitudinal fissure. In brain of lizard, what is neopallium? Is it the invasion of nerve cells into the pallium, or it is the anterior choroid plexus, or it is the invasion of nerve cells into the corpora striata, or it is the crura cerebri? The answer is A. In brain of lizard, the neopallium is the invasion of nerve cells into the pallium. Hence, it increases the thickness of the pallium in the brain of lizard, and it is called as neopallium. In lizard, the center of nerve activity is shifted to cerebellum or the cerebrum or to the optic lobes or to the olfactory lobes? The answer is B, that is cerebrum. In lizard, that is, the cerebellum is large and undivided. The cerebellum is large and elongated. The cerebellum is narrow and transverse band-like, or it is small and divided. The answer is C. In brain of lizard, the cerebellum is very narrow and transverse band-like. How many pairs of cranial nerves found in lizard brain? Is it 8 pairs, 12 pairs, 5 pairs or 10 pairs? The answer is D. There are totally 10 pairs of cranial nerves found in the brain of lizard. Students, these are some references from books and from website. Thank you.